And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. Shalom. Want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so brother Haran coming back at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and just want to go into this article here that I've seen a couple of brothers, elder brothers, bring this out. It's in regards to this this D.O.D. directive. All right, Directive 5240 .01. Okay, and basically giving the U.S. military green light to kill so-called Americans. Right now, we've been saying this, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, for years, that there's going to come a time here in America, on American soil, where you're going to see the military being used, okay, with the excuse of bringing in order, all right, to do mass killing. All right, now, if you follow what the World Economic Forum is saying, I believe Klaus Schwab came out a few months ago, a couple of weeks ago, I should say, or a few weeks ago, that basically 2025 is going to be, it's going to be great deletion. All right, a lot of people are going to be deleted in the year 2025. Okay, and many different so-called elites have came out in the open and told the world that they should prepare for something big. All right, whether it be black swan events, right, whether it be cyber attacks, whether it be some form of civil war or anything, diseases. All right, something big that's coming that's going to greatly depopulate the Earth's population. Now, we all know that America is the mainstay that once, they knock down America, the whole entire world is going to follow after. And they've been trying this for years. All right, but they've gotten to a point where they've infiltrated the cabinets, they've infiltrated the so-called three branches of government, right? The executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. All three have been infiltrated, all right, by foreigners, okay, who are here to break down the system, at least make it easy enough where the people have no defense, and then they could come in with their attack. Okay, when you look at all these different countries in the East and so on and so forth, a lot of them don't have the things that America has, right? Second Amendment rights and all these different things. They're just all an illusion, right? But that illusion is falling off. Okay, that illusion is falling off. All right, and we're gonna go into this article here, okay, just to show you that we're living in those times, man, and the Lord did say that this thing is gonna go down by way of violence. Okay, it says a time like never before. It goes into a time of Jacob's trouble. All these things don't come in a peaceful manner. Okay, and it's all being done because of the wickedness of this land. All right, and the wickedness of the children of Israel. Okay, so it's going to be as a form of punishment. All right, and it's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Okay, a lot of people going to be getting put to sleep very soon. All right, so let's get into it. It says, breaking. The U.S. military is now authorized to kill Americans under the latest D.O.D. Directive 5240.01. And Google is hiding the truth. What's new? This September 27, 2024 update unleashes unprecedented power while mainstream media and big tech work together to keep you in the dark. It says, this is not a drill. The U.S. government has given the military the power to take lethal action against American citizens, and the mainstream media is dead silent. All right, now, one thing that used to protect Americans from this type of shit was something known as a Posse Comitatus. All right, the Posse Comitatus Act, okay, which basically forbade American, the American government to use American soldiers or the military against American citizens on American soil. Okay, now I forget exactly what year this happened in, probably 2009, 2010, around there. But there was some executive order that was signed that in the state of an emergency, all that shit is dead, right? It's not what you think. I'm gonna have to go back and look it up and probably do a lesson on it, but for further clarification. But basically, in a state of emergency or in a national emergency, or under martial law, which is the obvious one that they're probably gonna use, the Constitution is null and void. Okay, so then you become you go into warlike law. All right, martial law means warlike law. All right, so you're gonna have the military tribunal. All right, which is another thing in and of itself, where there's no more, you get arrested and then you go through the whatchamacallit, your constitutional rights and all this stuff. No, that stuff is all dead with. It's over with. Okay, so once this thing becomes, or it comes into effect, whatever event that's going to happen soon that they're going to start, hey, we're under martial law, whatever the case may be, got the election. That's a perfect thing to use, right? They could stir up some chaos, and then in order to bring in that new, draconian state, they just say, hey, the military is going to come in to bring out the balance, right? Over there in New York, I think it's New York City. They're calling for the National Guard to come in. They're calling for the feds to step in and bring in the troops, because the crime rate is outrageous at the moment, right? So this is all being done by design. Ain't nobody just wake up and start committing crimes out of nowhere. No. What you saw over the past year, during the summertime, the spring, all those so-called migrants that were being brought in here, they're the ones who are being set up to bring out the chaos, all right, to bring that division, all right, to stir things up. So that way they're justified when they bring in the troops. Okay, so you can see this thing, man. It's written all over the place. All right, these people are just not paying attention because they're so distracted with all the BS that's going on around them. So anyway, continue. It says, Google, the most powerful search engine in the world, is actively hiding the truth about the shocking September 27, 2024 update to Department of Defense Directive 5240.01, a directive that authorizes the military to fire on U.S. civilians under specific conditions. All right, that's highly illegal, but again, in the state of emergency, all that stuff flies, right? At least for 6 months before Congress could actually take a look at it or anything like that. All right, it says on September 27, 2024, which is a few weeks ago, the U.S. Department of Defense issued a staggering update to Directive 5240.01, marking a terrifying shift in military authority. This revised directive, which now legally grants the U.S. military the ability to use lethal force against American citizens under specific circumstances. That's very vague. What is specific circumstances? We don't know. But they leave it there for a reason, because something can always fit into that mold. Specific circumstances, whatever that means, right? And this is nothing short of a nightmare scenario, is what they're saying. The conditions for this deadly force to be used are conveniently vague, and we just said that, right? Decided by high-ranking defense officials with no public oversight. Once the Secretary of Defense signs off, which I believe is Secretary of Defense, I think is Lloyd Austin, if I'm not mistaken, right? The big black Jake, I think he's the Secretary of Defense. Yeah, it's got to be him. It says it says once the Secretary of Defense signs off, it's open season on civilians, all within the boundaries of U.S. law. See? Now, can we see this trigger Rex 84? We've done videos on that. Rex 84, all right, the King Alfred plan, all that stuff. And we might have to go back and revisit that. But yes, this is definitely leading to that. Okay, and when you go into the intricate details of why Rex 84 was even set up in the first place, all right, it was a specific targeting against Jake. Okay, in case Jake rise up or band together or whatever the case may be, they have a way to quell all that uprising. Okay. Anyway, so continue. It says, let's see what we got. There you go. Think about that for a second. The military on U.S. soil can now kill Americans with no warning and with the full backing of Congress. See, and that's crazy to think about, but it's happening. Okay, it says this is not some conspiracy theory. This is a law. Okay, That's the draconian laws. This is a law. Yeah. All right, a law. It says signed and sealed. Okay, signed, sealed, and approved. Okay, it says and is being quietly swept under the rug. Why? Because the consequences of this update are catastrophic for civil liberties in the United States. This is martial law waiting to happen. It is the end game for those who seek to consolidate power over the American people. Okay, and a lot of the American people now who should be concerned about this have no idea that this is going on. Why? Because the mainstream media is not going to talk about it. And even if they bring it up, it's going to be, framed like, oh, this is misinformation and conspiracy theory. Like what's going on in North Carolina. Right? They're saying FEMA's going over there, seizing stuff. And I just spoke to somebody in one of these stores. All right. And he was telling me, he said he has a friend. He used to be in the big pharma business, and he said, man, the way big pharma is moving, bro, he said, that's why I had to retire. I had to quit from all that because it was crazy, and he said, he has a friend down there in the Carolinas and he's, high level, he's into the intelligence, high level intelligence and stuff. He said, yeah, what FEMA is doing is crazy. He said they're literally blocking off supplies from coming in. They're taking the supplies and they're people coming in with big ass generators. They're stopping them. They're like, no, we're going to take this from you. You're like, yo, this is for the people who need the help, first responders and so on and so forth. They said, nah, we're going to be holding on to this. No need to worry about it. We will take care of it. So they're stopping the aid from getting to the people who actually need it. And why are they doing that? They're showing you that eventually they're going to stop off or cut off any supply that people will need for survival, food, right? Water, housing, all these different things that people may need. You notice they started doing a lot of these roads, right? And I started picking up like, yo, why are they doing all these roads in some of these communities? They redoing all these roads. And I said, makes sense. They're going to convert all these houses that's on the side of these roads that are being done into the so-called green energy, the green housing shit. So that's what they're doing now. So they're fixing everything, in your mind. Oh yeah, this is good. But they have to renovate all those houses that are over there too, to fit the standard or the code for the new standard living. Okay, the new green living, whatever. You know what I mean? Green energy, whatever the hell they be coming up with now. They got EV, electric vehicles. They got roads that are being redone. Soon the housing right now, you got people that are redoing their houses because they're telling them that, hey, your house is not up to code. So you got to redo it. Like you got to, make sure that it's up to code. All right. So whatever the hell that means, hey, they know what they're doing. Right. And eventually the truth is all going to come out about all these things that's happening anyway, and it doesn't benefit the people, but, they'll find out the hard way. All right. So continuing, it says, it is the end game for those who seek to consolidate power over the American people. Google, the titan of the tech world, is at the center of this deliberate cover-up. Like always, right? They hide things, and then when you find it, they call it misinformation, they call it conspiracies and all kinds of stuff. That's just to deter people from actually looking up this information, and they've been doing it for years, but now they're just coming out and doing it overtly because it's directly affecting their agendas. People are not just saying these things like, oh, there's a shadow government. Nah, they coming up with the names like, yo, the World Economic Forum, and they showing receipts. They'll show you a whole video or interview or whatever, and they're bringing out information. BlackRock is up to this, and the World Economic Forum is putting this together. And as we're speaking right now, there's legislation saying that we're going to be doing this to you people very soon. And Big Pharma is putting this together. People are just coming out with it. The information is out there. Right, because we're at the end time. This is the end game, like the article was saying, the end game. So all these things are coming out because the Lord said these things must come out. The secrets, right? All these secrets are all coming out in the last days, right? And it's also another sign, right? For those who are not paying attention, the Lord is giving you ample amounts of time, ample amounts of warnings. Ezekiel 3:17. The Lord has made us watchmen unto the house of Israel. Therefore, we just hearing His words and giving the people warning from Him, the Lord. Okay. What did Yahushua say? He said, he that heareth you heareth me. And if they hear you, then they're hearing the one who sent me. Right? So if they're not hearing or they're not listening, then it's on them. All right? And they're going to be destroyed. And that destruction is fast approaching. in many different forms. The Lord talks about what? Plagues, right? Famines, pestilences, the sword. All these things are parts of plagues that's going to be hitting this place very soon. Okay. So continuing, it says, when users search for DoD Directive 5240.01 update, Google feeds them irrelevant, outdated versions of the directive from 1982, 2007, and 2016. Not a single mention of the 2024 update, no sign of the game-changing amendment that gives the military permission to target civilians. Make no mistake, this is intentional. Google, under the massive corporate control of Alphabet Inc., is actively filtering out information that the public desperately needs to see. The company controls not just the flow of global information, but also a vast network of media platforms like YouTube, ensuring that only the narratives they approve of reach the masses. Okay, so when they're taking our videos down, we know that what we're doing is not what they want people to hear about. That's a good thing, right? That means that we're putting out the truth. Okay, when you start hearing and seeing all these different narratives and some of these gatekeeping channels that push certain narratives, understand that they're backed heavily by Esau and them behind closed doors. All right, they aid it. They give them bread, right, in terms of money, monetary gain, right? Even in Israel, right? A lot of these dudes, the new clown tag team, what they call the Genesis, whatever, you know, a whole bunch of little agent niggas, man, you know. And now, hey, the Lord's going to expose all that. All right, not to shift the topic, but the Lord's going to expose all of that, all these 501c3 clowns, you know. You got ISUPK. I just seen a video. All right, man, look, bro. ISUPK had this Edomite come in there and do a whole documentary. They play right into it. It's almost like they're making a documentary on themselves, calling themselves a hate group. Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, yeah, you know, we the real niggas, some shit, some weirdo nonsense, bro. Like, what is this shit, you know? And it's all part of the setup, right? Right now, they're in the stage of the setup. Esau has set everything up since 2020, 2021, when you had Kyrie, Kanye, all this thing is something known as TTID, all right? Tag, trace, and identify. So right now, they're putting out the information, which Obama came out a few years ago and said, he said, look, all you got to do is flood the internet with a whole bunch of shit. You know, flood it up, and then watch how people react to that information. And now they don't got to do much because all they do is use AI. Right? And AI just filters in the same information and it's just in a different way. You know, you don't really see real new material. It's just the same shit that's just being reshuffled. That's something I noticed, right? When you look at the internet back in 2016, 2017, 2015, 14, there was a lot more authentic information coming out. Now it's just like reshuffled, same shit. Just, you know, it's something weird about the internet now. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you know, but it's something definitely strange about the internet, where things go viral. It's just stupid shit that goes viral. Real stuff is being hidden. Like, you know, you can't find truth like that. Like, it's just weird stuff, man. But this is all part of the end times, you know, and all leading into Amos 8:11, going into the famine of the word. Okay. And different ways Esau could bring the famine. All right. They're going to shut it down completely. And then once they bring it up, they could say, look, you guys over there, you still want to push this, your biblical narrative and rhetoric. All right, cool. You can stay in that corner over there. All right, you can still push your words or whatever, but guess what? Nobody's gonna listen to you. All right, we're gonna push you in the corner somewhere. We're gonna what they call shadow ban you, right? Where you could do videos, but you're not getting no reach. You could be screaming on the top of your lungs, but guess what? As long as no one's listening to you, you can say whatever you want to say. We don't care. But as long as you can influence people's minds and bring their attention to certain things we don't want them to think about, you're a danger, you're a terrorist, we need to do something about you. And that's the narrative they're going to spin. We can see it from a mile away, right? The playbook is being put together right now as we speak, right? With the help of these sold out Israelite groups, the IUICs of the world, the ISUPKs of the world, all right? And it's all self-evident. It's out in the open. If you can't see it, we don't know what to tell you. Okay, but it is what it is. All right. Remember, not everyone who calls himself an Israelite is actually a man of the Most High. All right, that's something that a lot of Jake, I don't know what you niggas be seeing, but it'd be right in your face, and you still bat an eye to it. Oh, you know why y'all always talking about your brothers? Da da da. They niggas is wicked. You know, you the same niggas that was back there hyping up Korah Dathan and Abiram. You was hyping them niggas up when they were speaking down on Moses and Aaron. Oh, why y'all always saying this? No, I agree with them because y'all just brothers. That's why y'all doing this. You know, whole ass shit like that, man. You know, Deacon Haka, demon. Anyway, continue. It says, let's see where we at. There you go. It says the company controls not just the flow of global information, but also a vast network of media platforms like YouTube, ensuring that only the narratives they approve of reaches the masses. This isn't just algorithmic manipulation. This is a corporate military collusion to keep Americans blind and powerless. That's why they came up with the concept of smart technology. Okay, smart technology was created to aid as a distraction, number one, and number two, as information gathering, all right, for these elites and so on and so forth. And it keeps getting better and better for them. Okay, because now they don't have to, physically do anything. They could just set these machines out there and then you go buy it, bring it into your home, and then give them all the information they need from you. That's it. Facial recognition, all this bio this and bio that. That's all they need. Just go ahead. Yeah, just come buy the new technology, AI and this, and look how cool this is. It makes your life easy. Guess what? You're so lonely. You need a friend. Now you can talk to your phone, and your phone could be your friend. Oh, these dumbass people, bro. Only in America. Meanwhile, you go to these different countries, they're like, nah, we making laws to ban against this type of shit. Our children shouldn't be having access to none of this stuff. But here, they push it. They say, look, if you don't agree to this gender affirming thing, that's child abuse. We're going to come see you soon. This is the world we're living in now. This is the country in which we're living in now. All this passive shit that's going on, passive obedience, this what it brings you down to. They're very aggressive when it comes to wickedness, but righteousness, they bat an eye. They don't see it. See? Well, they're gonna get their judgment. Especially you Israelites out there, man. It's getting worse and worse and worse, man. Every day, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And very soon, the Lord's gonna snap. And when He snaps, shit, that's when you're gonna see things happen. Yeah, that's when you're gonna see things happen, man. It says, Google, by hiding such explosive information, has positioned itself as an enforcer of information control, deciding what we're allowed to know and what remains buried. Okay, so if they don't want you to know it, you might want to go find out why, because there might be something that you might need to know. Anyway, continuing. It says this directive is unprecedented. It essentially nullifies the protections guaranteed under the U.S. Constitution by empowering the military to act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's martial law. Okay, that's martial law. All right. It says under the vague guidelines of emergency conditions. There you go. Right. This directive, that's why they have all these executive orders. They're all sitting there waiting. The FEMA executive orders, all the other executive orders they have. All right. It's just sitting there waiting. Okay. It's just waiting. Once they make it official, it's time to go, man. Shit. It's going to be like a flood. It's just going to take over you just like that. Little to no warning. And the next thing you know, you're in a whole different world. Just like that. It's coming. All right, it's coming. We can see it. And they're going to use the media to push it hardcore, man. Drown everybody else who could bring any type of alternative facts. All right, anything that's alternative media and all these, they're going to drown them all out. Buy them out. Those who are going to sell out, they're going to sell out. Those who are not going to sell out, they're going to be arrested. It's going to be crazy, man. It's coming. It's coming. Was that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter? Right, going into them being like madmen sparing none. Right, that's the military for you. All right, that's the military they're going to be using. All right, and it's going to be guns blazing. All right, guns blazing, man. All right, because the narrative is already set that Americans are the enemy of the state. 90% of the Americans, per the FBI, all right, are domestic teas, whether they know it or not. Based on what you may support, based on what you may like on the internet, based on what you may watch, right? Based on the certain conversations you may have, certain beliefs that you may have, right? You're already a domestic tea. 90%. So there's going to be a lot of, and guess what? They said by 2025, America's population is going to go down by 90%. So this, bro, man, it is what it is. All right. And it's all leading to that destruction, ultimately. All right. So continuing, it says, under the vague guidelines of emergency conditions, this directive places no real limitations on the military's authority to use deadly force. Deadly force means to kill, straight up. All right. Deadly force, obviously, it means to kill. And the first thing that you should be seeing in your head right now is the scenes from Gray State. All right, that trailer. All right, every now and again I put up, in some of my videos and stuff. I might put it up in this video too. But that's the scene of what America is going to be in the next coming months. You see. All right. It says, the Secretary of Defense and a handful of elites now hold the power to crush civilian dissent with military might legally. All right. And Trump been saying certain things that if he comes into power, certain things he's going to be doing with the military, he's blatant with it. The left, the Democrats, they're not really doing it like that, but they're going to do the same thing. All right. Whoever's going to be in power, it's one agenda that's going to play out. All right. And that is Americans are mad. They know who the hell's behind all this, and they're talking and fighting against it. And the military is like, hey, listen, the government's like, listen, we can't have this. We need to quell this immediately. And boom, there you go. Martial law. And this is not about national defense. This is about controlling the population. It's always been about controlling the population. But this time it's going to be a physical control. Okay? All these weather manipulation things that they're doing, the military is going to have to step in to aid. Right? Because the winter's coming. Up here, Northeast, I already know, like, yo, they doing all this weather manipulation down south. They're going to be doing the same shit up north too. All right, we're going to be seeing the winter like never before, the blizzards, the things that power outages, shit that's going to make people uncomfortable in the freezing cold, right? Dark winter, all that shit. They might pull that this time. And if they do, the military is there to help. Yeah, all that weather stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. It's coming. Prepare. Continuing, it says, this is about controlling the population, using the full force of the military against the very people it is supposed to protect. And while Google keeps you chasing ghosts of old directives, the reality is that this update lays the groundwork for a militarized police state. Okay, and the cops are going to have to stand down. All right, a lot of the people in the police force now, they're starting to see things like, yo, nah, this ain't it, man. We gotta do something about this. You got sheriffs coming together. Yeah, hey, listen, FEMA, you pull up over here with that madness against the people, we're gonna come after you. You swore an oath to the Constitution. Well, guess what? The Constitution is null and void. Now what? Yeah, now what? There you go. So continuing, it says what? Let's see. It said this is about control, pure and simple. The D.O.D, the media, and the tech giants like Google are playing a dangerous game, manipulating the flow of information to keep you docile. By controlling what you know, they control what you can fight against. They want you to believe that everything is fine, that this directive is just another government memo lost in the bureaucratic noise. But make no mistake, this is an assault on your freedom. It's a prelude to a future where the military can be unleashed on American citizens with no questions asked, with no accountability. Google is complicit in this digital blackout, ensuring that the truth stays hidden from the people it will affect the most. You. Okay? You. All right, when it says you, it's talking about the American people, the Babylonians, all right, who are lost in the sauce. They want to stay in their bubble. Well, guess what? The bubble's about to pop. And you ain't got no safety net to hide in. All right. Yeah, man. So just I think I'm gonna put this in the description as well, because there's a little bit more in there. But I just want to hit the major points, because we're at that time, man. We just read Daniel the 12th chapter. We've been talking about this for years, because this is the end game, man. Dire times. We've read through history. We go through the scriptures, going to the time of the Romans, the time of the Maccabees, the Greeks, right? We've seen this kind of stuff play out multiple times before, how our enemies always band together and they use some type of military or some type of warlike energy to come against us. And then the Lord steps in and fights on our behalf. We've seen this many, many times before. All right. But this time it's going to be the great showdown. All right. Where you're going to have, like the Lord says through the prophet Ezra. All right. That you're going to have what? Let's see if we can get that real quick. All right. See if we can get that. In 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, going into realm against realm. Let's see if we can find that real quick. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 31. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another, right? So we ain't seen nothing yet, all right? But we're about to see some shit very soon, a time like never before, a time like never before indeed. All right, so prepare, and stay alert because these devils are making moves behind closed doors. They've had military trainings over the summer, right? Over the terrain, go back to Jade Helm 15, right? All these things are all coming together. That was 2015. 2025 is coming. That's 10 years removed from all those trainings that they were doing. All right, so yeah, stay prepared, stay alert, and keep watching. All right, these devils are about to make their move. All right, so let's end it off with this real quick. All right, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Okay, great wrath. All right, you go into that word, wrath. See if we can pull that up real quick. All right, it says, Humas. All right, it says passion, angry, heat, anger forthwith boiling up and soon subsiding again. All right, it says inflaming wine. It says which either drives the drinker mad or kills him with its strength. Right, 2 Ezra 16. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. That's that anger. All right, they're going that fierceness, that wrath, that indignation. All right, it's going to be done through their military. It says they're going to use what? Deadly force. All right. So anyway, I'm leaving it off there, Lord, when you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.